Yeah, let's go.
Hi, it's Ricky of Moshville Times here once again. Now, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to my show on a Thursday night at Moshville Radio, you will know that there's quite a strong horror death metal scene in the Netherlands. We have The Living Dead, for example, which is a project that you should also check out. But tonight, you also have this man, Kees, who is solely responsible for Aortic Rupture. So the first question I have to ask you is, how the devil are you, mate?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
Good, good. Well, tonight we're going to talk about all things aortic rupture, what you've got plans next, whether it's going to become a band, whether you're going to be doing some gigs, all sorts of questions. But at first we're going to start off with let's look at where it all started and how you managed to get involved into like extreme death metal. So, like, what age were you when you had your first instrument? What was it that led you want to play this kind of music? Did you have like a musical family, or was it something that you saw on the TV and said, "I want to be him"? What was it?
Uh, I don't really have a musical family, and I've started playing guitar late. I've been at it for like 2 years.
Okay,
Uh, so it was just I started listening to the music first, and I was like, I want to make that. I want to do that. So that's why I picked up the guitar.
yeah. So was guitar the first instrument that you had?
Uh, no, I played the recorder when I was like 10 years old.
I don't think you would go far in death metal with the recorder, but
Who
um,
knows?
no. So what got you into extreme metal then? Was it did you do the just the pop music and then you just kind of like somebody gave you a tape or a CD and said you need to listen to this? What got you into extreme metal?
Well, my parents listened to quite a bit of System of a Down, so I started listening to that at a very young age. And
Okay.
at some point, I just found death metal and just went with it. That's like
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's it's just something I found and I fell in love with. And now this is this is how it turned out. Now we're here.
Yeah, yeah, because I know that there's a strong metal scene in the Netherlands. Was it like a death metal band that you discovered on the live front, or was it just purely on Spotify or Bandcamp or?
Yeah, it was purely on Spotify. The first death metal band I found with was Cataclysm,
Yeah,
and I used to listen to them a lot. Not at all anymore. But then it went to Cannibal Corpse and Archspire, and I
yeah,
saw them live with Dying Fetus, and then I just became obsessed with Dying Fetus, and it's been downhill ever since.
yeah. That's it. So, about you mentioned about System of a Down. Is there any scope for you doing like a new metal project then?
No, no, not at all. I don't like new metal.
I didn't think so, mate. I didn't think so.
System of a
Um,
Down will always hold a special place in my heart, but it's no, it's not something I'm gonna do.
I mean, I was the same. I'm quite a wee bit older than you. So I grew up with the 80s music, which I still love. But then it was like Bon Jovi and Def Leppard. And then it was like Testament and Suicidal Tendencies. And then that was it. Hooked on death metal. Um, but how did it feel like doing your own thing? Were there people with aortic rupture? Were there people that you wanted to reach out to, and they were like, "No, we're too busy," or "I'm not interested," or was this always going to be like a solo project?
It was always gonna be solo. I'm currently also working on setting up a band with a friend of mine,
Yeah,
and that was always the plan as well. But I wanted to do something by myself as well with full creative freedom. So
yeah,
there's nobody I have to talk to about do we want to do this? No, this is just for me and for me only.
yeah. So, what's the kind of band that you're involved with a friend? What kind of music?
It's gonna be old school death metal. It's still very early. We don't have a drummer yet, and we're still like writing some stuff. But
Yeah.
it's on a slow burner.
So, would you say it's like autopsy and bolt thrower, or are you talking dying fetus?
No, I'm not good enough for Dying Fetus. Nowhere. No, but it's gonna be yeah, probably more towards like the Swedish death metal.
Yeah, and as we speak
Apex
today,
too.
it's a sad day for Swedish death metal with Tompa passing away. So absolutely
I
unbelievable.
saw.
So it just goes to show you it's another subtle reminder that we've got to live each day to the fullest. So when you think, oh, I'll just pick up the guitar tomorrow, pick it up today. Just
Exactly.
absolutely. So, do you remember when you released the first single, Dead Alive? What were you hoping for back then? And did the response surprise you a wee bit?
Um, it definitely surprised me, yeah, because it was just I started making music because I wanted to do that, and it's for me.
Yeah,
So if it reaches an audience, that's nice, but that's not really important to me. It still isn't, to be honest. It's mainly for me. But I was
yeah.
very pleasantly surprised that it was actually received pretty well.
Good, good, because it's a damn fine single. I like. There's obviously a difference in the production between the single and the EP, and we are going to talk about that a wee bit later on. But I liked the unfurnished sound of Dead Alive. It was like it brought back a wee bit of like early autopsy, like severed survival, mental funeral autopsy. You don't always need to like clean. You don't always need to hear everything. Um,
No.
but that's why I like Dead Alive. But still talking about Dead or Alive, how easy or difficult was it to mix and master before you were happy with it? Because I'd imagine I don't know if you're experienced in that field, like you've played about with it. So what did you use? How did you have like so many different versions before you sat with that one?
Yeah, I had quite a few versions, but it's just I'm just playing with sliders and stuff until it sounds good. It's all luck. I have no clue what I'm doing.
So what was it that you used? What was the system that you used?
I use Reaper to record, and I mix in that as well.
Okay, okay. But I do have to say, like the more the releases that you make, the sound does get better. I really do like the sound on Tales of the Living Dead. So was there any differences in what you used between those releases?
Uh, no, I used all the same stuff, but it's I had more of an idea of what I wanted it to sound like,
Okay,
so I had something to aim for.
yeah.
That easier to achieve what I wanted.
Did you get advice from anybody, or was it just something that again you just done it by yourself and farted about with it?
Yeah, exactly. I just figured it out myself. Again, it's all luck. It's no skill.
Well, you never know. You never know. Well, I'm interested to hear what you're going to be coming up with next and how it's going to sound. But again, we'll talk about that later on. So we're not going to jump ahead. But what I love about Aortic Rupture is the samples that you use. So we're going to talk about your horror addiction soon enough. But do you watch a film and you hear a line and you're sitting on the couch and you hear something and go, I've got to record that. I need that sample for one of my songs.
Yeah, and that's also kind of how this project started because I was watching Dead Alive, and I was like, I can make a song with that. And that's how the first single came to be.
Yeah. So how is your like horror collection? Like do you like have a lot of a collection, or do you just like watching things on Netflix or whatever like that, or do you have the actual physical copies?
No, I only watch online, so it's Netflix, and if it's not on Netflix, I'll find out where it is and I'll watch it there.
Yeah, quite right, man, quite right. Um, but talking of the samples and horror, you're equally into your films and your music. So, what would you say your favourite genre of horror is, and why? I mean, do you like the slasher kind of horror, or do you like the body horror where the guts are all over the place, or do you like psychological horror? What would be your go-to?
I do love slashers, but I've really got a soft spot for the Italian cannibal exploitation movies. Some of them are so bad, but it's so bad that it's good, you know?
I don't know if it's good because as I had an interview with Ryan last week, Ryan Wells last week, and um, one of the things that I made the comment to him was like with the old Italian zombie films, it takes them half an hour to cross a bloody road, yet they always seem to get caught. You know, it's just, oh,
Yeah.
God. But my favourite film is Exorcist 3. But that's a film that I know line by line and I can watch it 100 times still. Is there a film that you would say is your go-to? Um,
Uh, well, I've watched Dead Alive a bunch of times, and I could pick that up whenever. It's so I love it. It's so funny as well.
yeah. So Dead Alive it is then. Dead Alive it is.
Yeah.
Um, so when it comes to writing music for Aortic, how are the songs constructed? And once you've got something, do you give like a sample of it to a few choice friends for honest feedback? Or again, is it just more you? Like if it sounds good to you, I'm keeping it. If it doesn't sound good, I'm getting rid.
Uh, yeah. Well, usually I'll just write something and I will send it to some friends to see what they think about it because I
Yeah,
do value their input. Uh, but like that's after I've put the riffs together. The riffs I'll just figure it out until I found something that sounds good together,
yeah.
and I'll go with it.
So what other instruments can you play? Can you play the bass, for example?
Yeah, but not very well.
So
Yeah, I played.
do you do the riffs first, then the bass, and then you put the drums to it?
I usually do the bass last. It's guitar first, then the drums, then the bass, then vocals last.
Yeah. So what equipment, how do you like record it? Like what interface and stuff like that do you use? What?
I have an amp simulator in which I plug my guitar into, and
Yeah.
that also let me record. It lets me connect to my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
So what do your parents think of your musical taste and choice?
uh, well, they're supportive, but, but that's about it. They they don't like the music.
Ah, well, we're going to have to educate them then. We're going to have to get them to listen to the show then, and all the rest of it. So cool, cool. But just the last question about horrors. Like, what's your take on like modern horror? Like when they rely on more on like the jump scares rather than like zombies walking across the road so slowly and stuff like that. So, do you prefer like modern horrors or do you like the older stuff, the underground
I,
stuff?
de- I definitely prefer the older stuff. There's some good new stuff, but it relies too much on the jump scares. Like a jump scare is okay, but if
Yeah,
that's all you have in the entire movie, there's no buildup of suspense or anything. It's lame and predictable. So
yeah, yeah. I play horror games on the PC as well, and I've already told the neighbours if there's any screams, it's just because I'm playing a game with my headphones on. You know, some of the games that you can get nowadays is absolutely frightening.
yeah,
um,
especially if they work with the sound, that the monster hears where you are.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, but with the material that you used for Tales of the Living Dead, did you have any, was it all new material, or did you have any stuff from like a couple of years ago that you've revisited and used again, or did you have anything right after your first single, or was it all like 6 months later and you wrote brand new material?
No, it's all brand new material, but I did start like right after I released the single.
Yeah,
Uh, right after that, I wrote Lawnmower Carnage. That was done pretty fast, but it's all within that span. It's not old material now.
yeah. So with the single, did you think about putting that on the EP as well? Just re-recording it again now that the sound would have been better?
I thought about it, but I didn't like the single enough to put it on there. So
Okay, so if you were to introduce somebody to Aortic Rupture, you would give them the EP and not the single.
yeah, I always do.
Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, so when it comes to the lyrics for the EP, how easy or difficult did you find doing these?
Um, well, I didn't have too much trouble with it because it's about a movie, so it's you basically just describing what happens in the movie and making it a little bit more gory or something. It's easier this way, I feel.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I was just more like wondering what type of lyricist are you? Like, would you watch the film and then write about it, or are you've always got a piece of paper and a pen on you? You open the front door and you see something on the street and you come back to it later on, or do you read a lot of books, watch a lot of films, or where'd you get your lyrics from?
Yeah, it's basically just from um watching movies. And if I'm out and about and I think of something, I'll put it in my notes app on my phone.
Yeah.
Does
So
happen.
is your notes app quite full then?
It's completely full. There's not even any. It's all chaos. There's no order to anything.
But it's quite funny though. I mean, you might write a couple of riffs and then you'll remember that you wrote like three lines and you're like, those three lines will go with that riff. It's quite crazy how you do things. Um, yes. Uh, yeah. So sorry, I was looking at my questions there, see what I'd left. When it comes to doing like the vocals, I was wondering like what type of vocalist you are. Um, I speak to like Jason of Ingested or formerly of Ingested, for example, and he's got like he showed me Suitcase when I interviewed him at the back of Glasgow Barlands, and I had like vocals on, and it was all like passion fruit and jojoba tea and stuff like that. So that's what he uses for his throat. But then I would speak to Carl Willits, a bolt thrower in Memoriam, and he would say 10 fags and a pint, a couple of pints, and then he'll go into the studio. So when it came for you recording, then how did you prepare yourself vocally?
It's just drinking water. Make sure you're hydrated because a dry throat is a painful throat. I've found out the hard way.
Yeah. So were the five or six songs were they written over like 5 or 6 weeks? So you only done like one song a week, or was it quite over 2 or 3 days and it was quite intense?
Uh, no, it took me a pretty long time, a couple months. Uh, that's mainly because I'm very busy with work, so I don't always have the time,
Yeah,
and sometimes just nothing comes out. So it took me a while.
yeah. So did you learn lessons along the way then? Like after the first couple of songs, you changed things.
Oh yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Cool, 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 cool. But we also have to talk about the cover of the EP. So who done the cover of the EP for you?
It's Julian, the same guy that did the cover for the
What
Tenebro
was it?
albums, or the latest album, not the first album, and the EPs.
So have you? I also noticed that you're wearing a Tenebro beanie. Had you been in touch with Hannes and stuff like that to get in touch with the artist, or did you just reach out to the artist and chanced it?
I just reached out to the artist. That was the quickest way for me.
Yeah, and it came back straight away, no problems at all.
Yeah,
All right, okay. So
it was very well.
it's it's an absolutely full-on design. Then it's just like old school Italian horror on the front cover. But was that the first and only version, or did you was there a wee bit of coming and going as to what you wanted in the cover?
No, this was the first version. I just sent him like a couple of pictures of specific things I wanted on the cover,
Yeah.
and he could fill up the rest. And the sketch he gave me was fucking amazing. So I said, "That's perfect. Do it."
Have you managed to get it on a poster for your wall?
Well, he was gonna send it to me, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I need to get in contact with him about it.
Yeah, I think we need to kick his ass, don't we?
Yeah.
But it's an absolutely brilliant cover. Everything about the CD is excellent. So, I mean, for the first project that you've recorded officially, then what a start. The same for Quando of Brain Bath. He also thinks of it very highly, and you know how many times I've played it on my show, so and I'll continue to do so.
I really
So
appreciate it.
keep on doing what you're doing, mate. Keep on doing what you're doing.
I will.
Um, so since the release of the EP, has there been any kind of record labels like sniffing about, saying, what are you up to next? Are you allowed to say anything, or what's happening?
None yet, but I'm going to reach out to some record labels about the album I'm currently working on because I do want to release that through a label if possible.
Yeah, yeah. Um, do you see the benefits of that, or do you also like the independent side of it? Like I can record the song when I want. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. Whereas the label might say something, right? We need something in 2 months.
Uh, yeah, well, the independence is nice, but I think with a label, you know, there's like a lot more reach, of course, and
Yeah.
help with physical media is also nice because that was a pain to do.
That's actually one of my last questions about your use of social media, but I'll come back to that. But so yeah, I'd imagine well, that's actually what I was going to ask. What is next for Aortic Rupture? You talked about an album then. How far into the process are you?
Well, I'm still writing some riffs here and there, but I'm pretty close to done with that, and then I'll start like recording all the guitar parts. So I'm still it's not very far along, but
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Would you say that you've got the lyrics written?
No,
From no, no, no.
I haven't started on that yet. I have like one or two songs done, like the music part, and haven't started on the lyrics yet.
Yeah. So what would you say are the subtle differences of the new material compared to that of Tales of the Living Dead? What would you say, if anything, has changed?
Uh, well, I'm definitely putting more thought into my drum parts for sure,
Yeah,
and there's gonna be some more brutal songs than there
yeah,
were on the EP. It's gonna be more percussive and stuff. So
yeah.
that's always
So you're going to put a few more blast beats in there. You're going to be more Mortician sounding than before.
yeah, some slam parts as well.
Okay. Is this because of your own personal musical tastes might have just developed a wee bit since the EP, or is it just whatever comes out the guitar?
Yeah, it's just whatever comes out, and I have started delving more into brutal death metal, uh, which I really love. So I wanted to go more into that direction.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, as long as you keep sounding like Mortician, everything will be all fine. Um, but if there was anyone that you would love to collab with, and with the Aortic Rupture, dead and alive, who would it be? Who would you love to work with?
Uh, well, alive would have to be Will Romer,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
I mean, who else? And that's a good question.
Well, to give you a wee clue, I asked Ryan last week, and he did say Will Rammer, but he also said Chris from Autopsy.
Oh yeah.
But for dead, then it would have to be Killjoy from Necrophagia, you know. Um,
Oh, it's a really hard question.
I never said this would be easy, by the way.
No, you didn't. If you did, it would be a lie.
I'll leave that one with you. Maybe at the end of the interview, you can give me an answer. So we'll
All
see.
right. Yeah.
We'll see. Um, so you said that you've got like another band with a mate, and the idea is to get on the stage. Do you ever think Aortic would get on the stage?
Um. Well, I'd love to do that, but I'd have to get together a band, and it's gonna be purely for live playing then, because I'm not gonna invite people into the project itself.
Okay.
Uh, but I would love to play live, yeah. But it's just gonna take time because I need to get people together for that.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same with like Ryan and Grave Ghoul. Like he released so many years of material, like 3 or 4 years of material, and then he was asked to play Dead of Winter, and he got three other bandmates. Um, and now they're going off to Italy with Tenebro, so you never know, mate. You never know. So if you get the chance to play live, then hopefully one day you'll come up to Scotland and stuff, and um, we'll get to see you play. Um, but yeah, definitely get it sorted, man. Definitely get it sorted. But let's say that you are going to play live and you've got a 30-minute set. What's the one song off the EP that you would look forward to playing the most and why?
Uh, yeah, I think definitely Murder's Frenzy because the riff is very fun to play.
It's the one that gets the crowd moving.
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought so. It's not like the simplest one to play. It's easy to play. It's just the groove.
yeah.
Quite right. But listen, mate, it's honestly a pleasure to have a chat with you. You're also very good at social media, and you have many platforms where people can listen to your releases thus far. So why don't you tell us where you can find Tales of the Living Dead? And I would urge you to get it, ladies and gentlemen. Where could we reach out to get it?
Well, if you want the CD, you can message me on Instagram, or you can get it from my Bandcamp.
Cool,
It's
cool. What other platforms are you on?
on probably every streaming platform under the sun. So
You are.
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anything.
So what is Apple Music compared to like Spotify, for example? Are returns better for musicians on Amazon Music, for example? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Was that a good question? Too good a question.
I, I I don't really keep an eye on the numbers as much. I'll
Yeah,
check this because it's easy, and
yeah.
other than that, I've got no clue how it's doing on other platforms.
But Spotify is good because you can see where people are listening to you. Like, have you got any like far-reaching countries that you never thought listened to you or anything like that? Have you been surprised where you've been listened to?
Yeah, I've had Brazil in there, Colombia, all over Europe, um, Thailand as well. I think so. It's all over the world, which is crazy to me.
Well, you're just going to have to do a world tour then.
I guess so.
Starting right here in Scotland because I'm playing you the most and you're getting the most listeners up here. So you're definitely coming up here. But just going back to your previous question, if there was anybody that you would collab with that is sadly no longer with us.
Uh, yeah, the only person that really comes to mind is going to be have to be Chuck Schuldiner of Death, of course. I mean, that's the death metal guy.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that at all. But when it comes to like the album, what are you thinking? Are you looking like spring next year, or are you hoping to get something out at the beginning of this year? Are you going to do like a couple of singles first and then the album? What are you planning?
Uh, well, it's gonna come out when it's done. I don't know when
Yeah,
that is. But
yeah.
I'm probably gonna do some singles off the album first, and then the whole album.
Where's it going to be played first, do you think?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You know exactly where it's going to be played first, mister.
I do.
Uh, um, but yeah, so I wish you all the success with the Aortic Rupture. I played it like 3 or 4 times when I was getting everything ready for tonight. So um, there's so many riffs in there where I was like, that belongs in Obscene Extreme, like that would go down so well in Czechia with Obscene Extreme. So you just need to keep on doing what you're doing because you're writing great stuff. So
Thank you.
very happy to play you and very happy to chat you. And when your album is close to being ready, just get in touch again. We'll get a wee bit of promotion going for you. I'll get you back on the radio. and we'll just take it from there, mate. But I wish you all the success with the Aortic Rupture.
Thank you so much. I will definitely reach out when the album's done or close to done.
You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Right, thanks a lot, Keys. Thank you very much for your time, man.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.